you. Cape independence! Free the Cape! 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 Yay! Free the Cape! Free the Cape!
All black communities also benefit from Cape independence.
That question, it's very important. But since that we are advocating for a non-racial Cape independence, I would say the question must be rephrased to say, are the people of the Western Cape going to benefit out of Cape independence? That question will be very relevant. Now, we do not want that there should be now a constant racial classification or racial profiling, because that will now defeat the purpose. What we want is a very non-racial Cape independence, where when we see people, we don't see people on the basis of their race, but we see people as humans than racially classifying such people. So
this is the Referendum Party Manifesto. It's the contract between us, the Referendum Party, and you, the people of the Western Cape. And there's no small print in this contract, because we want you to hold us to the promises that we make here today. This is probably the shortest manifesto in the election. And the marketing people may have made it look nice, but in essence, it only says one thing. You give us 100,000 votes, and we will deliver to you a referendum on Cape independence. It may be small, but it's also the most powerful manifesto, because this manifesto can change the map of the world. This manifesto can create a new country, the Cape of Good Hope. And the Cape of Good Hope will fundamentally change the lives of the Western Cape people for the better. It's a manifesto of hope. A manifesto that's going to put the Western Cape people in charge of their own destiny and take their destiny out of the hands of South African voters who think differently to the people of the Western Cape. It will allow us to halt our depressing decline into failed statehood and start our ascent into the first world. It's a manifesto which can offer prosperity and safety and security to all the people of the Western Cape, regardless of their race, religion or culture. But it's also a manifesto of defiance. It's a manifesto that says enough is enough. This far and no further. It says to the African nationalists, the Western Cape does not belong to you, and it never has. It belongs to the people of the Western Cape. All the people of the Western Cape, whether they're brown or black or white. And you will not tell us what we can or cannot do in the Western Cape. It's a manifesto that says to the government in waiting, whether it's going to be led by Ramaphosa or Zuma or Malema, or all three of them, that you will never be our leaders, because we despise everything that you've come to stand for. We didn't vote for you, and we don't want to serve under you. You cannot be our government. But this is also a manifesto of honesty. There is no other solution but Cape independence. We don't all want the same things. You can see for what we voted for the last 30 years, we want very different things. We aren't all better off together, because together the rest of South Africa is making decisions that we fundamentally disagree with. We're better off apart. We honestly can say the DA is never going to govern the rest of South Africa. They may say we can do a better job, we can save all of South Africa, but South Africa doesn't want to be saved by the DA. It's made it very, very clear. It's a referendum that says the devolution of power to the Western Cape is complete and pure fantasy, because the African nationalists who are in government will never give power to the Western Cape voluntarily. It's a manifesto that says the multi-party charter was always doomed, it's going to fail, and you mustn't waste your vote on the multi-party charter. It's a manifesto that says to the people of the Western Cape, there's only one group of people that you can trust with your future, and that is yourselves. It's a manifesto of revolution. It's a manifesto that says Section 127 of the Constitution allows the Western Cape Premier to call a referendum on Cape independence. And the international courts say you can't just ignore the outcome. It's a manifesto that says things can be better if we want them to be, that Cape independence is possible, and that we can live in a first world country with world-class schools, world-class hospitals. We can live in safety and not in fear, and people can have dignity and prosperity. They can have jobs, they can live in safety, and they can provide for their family. But, and in closing, it's a manifesto of responsibility. You can have all of these things. You can live in the first world future of your dreams, but only if you go out and vote for it. And therefore, let me close as we've started. What's our contract? What's our promise with you, the Western Cape people? You give us 100,000 votes, and we will give you a referendum on Cape independence that's fundamentally going to change your lives for the better. Yeah.